Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. On this week's episode, I'm joined by Alan, who will tell us all about his improvisational journey. We'll play a couple games, and most importantly, learn how he improved his life. Let's hit it. Welcome to Improv for the Podcast. I'm your host, Michael E. Evans, and tonight I'm joined by improviser, stand-up comedian, man of nature, and many other talents, Alan. Alan, thank you so much for joining us on the show. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alan is here. I think that this episode has been a long time coming. You know, we've done some shows together in the past, some stand-up. We've done a little bit of improv here and there, and it's an honor to have you on set with us tonight. So Alan, before we get too deep into our episode, can you tell me about your relationship to this old place, IFTP?
Yes, it's strictly platonic.
Strictly platonic. That's good to hear. It's good to have boundaries.
I have good at boundaries. I have lots of boundaries with Improv for the People. They keep coming on to me, and I have to keep telling them, stop.
I really respect that.
Yeah.
I really respect that.
I've been doing Improv for the People, I believe, since 2018.
2018. Lovely. Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. I didn't have to wear a mask. I did the Improv for People, you know, when we did it during COVID and I had to have a mask.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. You got to learn how to read people in the eyes.
Yeah.
It was really intense. So what was the question again?
What's your relationship? So strictly platonic.
Strictly
You've been involved since 2018.
Yeah.
What teachers have you had during your time?
I've had
here?
Mostly Matt.
Mostly Matt?
I've had Ava.
Heard of him? I know her. Yeah.
You know her?
Yeah.
I haven't had Jamie or Liam.
I don't know who they are.
No. And I haven't had you either.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like, need to get around a little bit more.
Benjamin Roth?
No, I've never been Benjamin either.
No Benjamin Roth?
No.
It's okay. Haven't either. No, I think I've kind of had everybody except Liam.
I might have had Benjamin maybe for a makeup. But
we'll say you have.
Yes.
We'll say you have. Alan has had every teacher at IFTP.
I performed with every teacher.
Performed with every There you go.
Right, because I think Jamie's been in some of my classes, so yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See? Alan has performed with every teacher at IFTP.
Attempted, yes.
There it is.
I've done stand-up with you.
That's true, we have. We've done a couple shows.
Yeah, we definitely.
Yeah.
Michael's very good. Should go to his next show.
I don't know when that is.
I don't either.
Yes.
I was hoping you have one.
I don't.
Oh, we got to get on top of that.
Alan has a show. I don't.
Yeah, Mike. I have a show June 15th.
June 15th. Live at the Pico Playhouse.
The Pico Playhouse.
Located in beautiful Culver City, California.
Yep.
Is it beautiful?
Some parts.
Yeah, some parts. Yeah. The golf course over there, it's fine.
The golf course is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really play golf. So.
I've never actually played the course. I only know the driving range.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only done that once, and I needed help. You know, there's such technique to holding the club.
Yeah.
It was a little rough.
I know it's very hard to hold clubs.
Yeah. Both as a member and a leader.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Alan. Before we get into our interview tonight, we got to play some three things.
Okay, these are three things?
These are three things. So I've got some categories for you.
Okay.
Some are, as I often do with my podcast guests, I try and do some research about you on the internet, but sometimes it's difficult to find information. Some of my guests have a very sneaky digital footprint. You are one of those guests.
Yes, I have like no footprint.
And I just want to applaud you that in this day and age, I have a lot of respect for people who have a very clean digital footprint.
I don't actually exist. I'm a figment of your imagination.
Wait. You're a very cool figment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least I'll say my imagination has good taste.
Yes, that's appreciated.
All right. So any questions about three things? You've played this. You've got this.
Yeah.
All right. These are three things. First category, types of meat.
Meat. Chicken.
1.
Beef.
2.
And platypus.
3. Very nice. Next category. What are your favorite numbers?
3.
3. Oh, that's a great one.
5.
5. Classic.
15.
15. Also good. And all those numbers go together. Last category. Favorite hikes or trails that you've done in your life?
Grand Canyon.
1. Classic.
San Jacinto.
2.
And let's say Strawberry Peak.
Strawberry Peak. These are three things. All right, very nice, Alan. We're going to circle back to the first category. You said chicken.
Chicken. Every night.
Very good. Beef. Very good. And that last one, platypus.
It just was like gray space.
I haven't tried it yet, but would you recommend?
Oh yeah, it's a very fine dish, you know, made with, you know, good sauces. It tastes great.
Is it gamey at all?
Yeah, totally gamey.
Okay. You know, people say that. I don't understand what it means. I never have.
Just have some lamb.
Oh, okay. I like lamb.
That's gamey.
Okay. Well, I guess I like gamey then.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm going to find my local platypus barbecue spot. I don't know how they prepare it. Like some pulled platypus.
Yeah, pulled platypus. Maybe make it with some, you know, barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. Second category.
I've never had platypus, for the record.
He's lying.
Yeah.
He's lying.
I have a platypus farm.
You wouldn't have said it if you've never had it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't lie.
Okay. Or would you? Or would I? We'll actually be doing some lying later tonight in one of our games.
Oh, that's okay. I lie all the time.
Good. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Second category. I asked you favorite numbers. Why did I ask you about your favorite numbers?
Why did you ask me about my favorite numbers?
Yeah. Why did I ask you about that?
Because I'm an accountant.
I know. A very dumb question.
Yeah.
Very dumb question. But accountant or not, I think everybody's got favorite numbers.
Yeah, I think everybody does. What's yours?
I'm a 7 fan.
Okay.
I think 7's great.
I could see that.
I also like 3. 3's a good one.
3's a good number.
And oddly enough, now that I think about it, 21. Which yours was 3, 5, 15.
Yeah.
I said 3, 7, 21.
Yeah, yours all work together too. All this is visible.
Yeah. So, I mean, people like patterns, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
They like when math works out.
Yeah. It's easy to take your biggest number divided by both the other two numbers or multiply the two other numbers into the bigger number.
Yeah. Yeah. They just sync up.
They just sync up.
Same with yours. 3, 5, 15. That's a great pairing.
Yeah, it's a very good pairing.
Yeah.
Just don't ask me the module of any of them because I won't know.
Well, I don't remember what that is. So
The remainder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. From division.
Yeah.
My spreadsheets do my math these days, not me.
Not you.
The formulas, the functions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how all my math is done on Excel.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gave that up.
You gave up Excel?
Just math.
Oh, just math. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Last category. Why did I ask you about hiking and trails?
Because I like hiking.
Because you like hiking. Is there like a piece of either clothing or gear you think is important to have on every hike?
So it depends on the hike. When I went to Grand Canyon and went down to the river and back, hiking poles would have been really useful.
Yeah.
But I'll say camel pack is very, very useful.
That works on any hike, I feel like.
Any hike. You like having that water with you, it's very important.
Even if it's an easy one, it's like, well, at least I have water.
You just have a straw and you just turn your head to the right and you drink some water.
Much better way to stay hydrated.
Yeah, much better.
Do you think that the camelbacks are actually made out of a camel's back?
Yeah. I think it is.
It's really sad.
It's very expensive.
That makes sense.
A lot of camels have been killed for the.
Oh my gosh.
bags.
Yeah. Well, but like
They're endangered, I think. Now
you get 2 backpacks per camel, right?
Yeah.
So that's good value.
Well, it depends on how many humps the camel has.
Oh, right. Camels, they do have different amount of humps, don't they?
Some have 2, some have 1.
I had to think about that. I was like picturing camels in my head.
Yeah.
Any 3-humped camels?
I don't think so.
It's probably against the laws of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably wouldn't be good.
I don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah, that's true. I'd feel bad for that camel.
He goes up to his friends, hey, and they're like, oh,
this guy.
this guy, we don't have room at the card table. Sorry.
Look at him. He's going to turn into 3 backpacks.
Look at him. He's trying to think he's better than us because he has 3 humps.
Oh, wow, but you hold so much water.
Woo.
You can have more passengers on your back.
Good God, you take all the water from the well and leave us any.
Kind of a jerk move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 hump. That's why they slaughtered him in the middle of the night.
Uh-huh.
A lot of backpacks were made.
Yeah, at least 3.
Yeah, at least 3.
At least 3. All right, Alan. Thank you for chatting those categories with me. That's wow, camels. Makes you think. So we're here tonight to talk about your experience with improv. So I want you to think back. When was the first time in your life you heard about improv, were exposed to it? Maybe you saw it, you read something, someone told you about it.
College.
College. Okay. And what was that like in college?
So I saw. Well, I mean, I always. I mean, improv. I saw when I was. Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, growing
So
up.
whenever that was, you saw that stuff with all those really great comics.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the first time I actually thought about doing it was in college when I saw that USC had a course on improv, and I never was able to do it because it didn't fit in my schedule.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
So that was like the first time I thought about improv, and then I started doing improv in 2018, maybe 17. No, excuse me, bad dates. 2007, when I went with Acme Comedy, and I did a few of their classes, and then they told me I was too stiff. No one ever said that. No, okay. Anyway, not a bad thing to say anyway. But anyway, they said I was stiff, and I didn't. My motions were too stiff. So then they made me do an exotic dance class.
Really?
Well, it wasn't an exotic dance class. It's called Motion for Actors, but it felt like an exotic dance class because there was only like women in there, and then it was me. And then we had to do yoga for the first part, and then we had to dance exotically to chairs. It was very weird, but
To chairs.
I felt like it was.
Could be another career path.
Yeah, it could have been.
Could have been.
I wasn't very good, so they didn't hire me. But did that, and I did that for a bit, and then I switched to stand up in 2019. Excuse me, I'm adding ones into my numbers. 2009, and I did stand up from 2009 to, on and off.
Yeah.
Until 2018, where I still do stand up, but I started to do improv again.
You came back around to it.
Came back around. I think it's because I moved to this side of town, and I knew Matt had improv over here.
Yeah.
So because I met Matt through stand up.
Oh, okay.
And I started doing the improv for the people, which I liked because it's very casual.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about levels.
No exotic dance classes here.
No exotic dance classes. No one tells you you're too stiff.
Yeah, that's a strange feedback.
Yeah, strange
give
feedback.
Someone.
Yeah.
Like it's not constructive.
It's not constructive. And it wasn't sexual at all in nature. So I did, it's been nice because like these classes are chill.
Yeah.
And I like how it's like just all professionals. It's no
Yeah.
one's trying to like become some professional improver. It just feels like it's nice and casual. And you get to learn a lot of skills in improv. And the reason I started improv in the first place, way, way back in 2007, was to learn how to have better social skills. I was very introverted, very quiet, very shy. I still am, but like it was an ability to help you learn how to communicate with people.
Yeah.
And get out of your shell.
Yeah.
And like talk to people and be silly and be okay with it because you're a monkey on stage or something, or you're a draft, or you have one arm, or you're a pirate. Like you embarrass yourself so much in the improv that in real life you realize it's not so bad. And then you learn how to like do certain status, and you learn how to do status and match people's status and do tone and all that stuff, where it really helps in improv, not improv, but in real life, where in real life you can use these things that you learn in improv to be more social.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think and better manager, better dating, better just communicating with people.
Yeah, it makes other parts of real life easier, I think. Like you said, you're getting up on stage being a monkey or whatever. Like anything in real life is easier than that, I think.
Yeah. I think once you do it, you're like, oh, this is not so scary.
Yeah. And you're like, I can do this in front of basically strangers. Like most of life isn't in front of strangers. It's in front of people you already kind of know.
Yeah.
So.
Or in strangers, but depending.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
You're at a grocery store or something and there's someone you want to talk to.
Yeah, it's probably all strangers.
Yeah, it's probably all strangers. But probably not a good idea to start a scene in the middle of the market.
That would be confusing. Yeah. For everyone else. Yeah. What is that guy doing?
Banana? And they're like, what the hell? Yeah, don't do that. I don't suggest it.
Yeah. Or do if it's your last day.
Or do if you really want to.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
If you're looking for a new job.
And then you yell at them, it's yes and, stop denying. Stop denying. Why are you arresting me?
Say yes and.
Stop kicking me out of the store. Yeah. So I did it mostly for social skills. So I did that. Yeah. And I thought it really helped. And I also suggest to everybody who's like introverted or shy to definitely take improv.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are scared. I tell them, like, don't be scared. Like, it's scary for a couple seconds, but then you forget. You get out of your head, and it's nice because you get out of your head and you're able to be in the present moment, which is much more important.
Yeah. And then, like, in the scale of life, there are much scarier things than doing an improv class or trying improv. Like, if that's your biggest worry, get up there. You can handle this.
Like brushing a tiger's teeth or something.
That's absolutely scarier than doing improv.
I mean, think about all those zookeepers are like, okay, Leo, I'm going to have to brush your teeth.
Yeah, they climb in that cage every day.
Yeah, every day they climb in that cage and hope to God that the lion will not eat them.
Yeah, talk about taking risks.
I mean, they go in there and they hope that someone fed the guy beforehand. He's like, oh, God, did George feed Leo?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Here I go.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
There's my other good arm.
Now I'm going to have to use my legs.
Yeah.
And you have to learn a whole new skill for that.
It's difficult to brush a lion's teeth with your feet.
Yeah. Well, I've never tried.
I haven't either.
Yeah. And I don't plan on it. That's something I am scared of.
It's not on your bucket list?
No.
No.
Is it on yours?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I would love to meet someone who has that on there, though.
Brush a lion's teeth with his feet.
They're probably out there.
There's
probably someone.
One guy's like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
He's like, wow, I've really found my audience.
This is really what I do.
So before you started doing improv and stand-up, growing up, were you interested in performance at all, or was that not really your thing?
No. Never really cared about acting, or maybe a little bit of stand-up. I thought that was kind of cool, but I don't think that really came about until college.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do stand-up and like and to perform, but am I there? But like, I don't really want to be an actor or famous or anything. It's not like something I really want to do.
Yeah.
It's just maybe a famous comedian, that'd be cool, but the acting piece, not really. But I do like the improv and how it like helps you in social, and it does help you in comedy too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, for stand-up, having some improv skill and background, I feel like can help just in the writing process with your stage presence, because stand-up can be such you can prepare as much as you want, but it's going to be so different once you're on stage in the room with people.
Agreed. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing with improv is it allows you to be ready for anything.
Yeah.
Like you don't know if someone in the audience will say something or someone laughs funny or something. You can quickly, snap your fingers and go.
Yeah, react and respond. So when you started out your improv time at, you said Acme Comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know if they're still around. So let's trash them. No.
Yeah, I think they used to be on Melrose, and I think they moved to the Valley, but I don't know if they're still around.
Okay. So you said you took a few classes there. They gave you some strange feedback.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 classes.
Okay. And then you took chair class.
I took chair class.
Yeah. Did your experience there kind of like turn you off of improv for a while?
What turned me off on improv was the fact that it felt very, you had to be 1 level, 2 level, 3 level, and then that
structure, yeah.
Or you do the same level over and over and over again, and you didn't feel like you were actually getting anywhere.
Yeah, or progressing at all.
And it just felt like they just wanted your money.
Yeah.
Like, am I just here so that they're just failing me so that I can just pay them more money until at some point they feel bad for me?
Yeah.
I paid enough dues in, and I was like, this is not something I want to do.
Yeah.
The dance class was, is just, to be honest with you, the yoga wasn't bad. It actually helped, like with a foot injury.
Yeah, yoga's good for you.
So that was cool. The exotic dancing was kind of, I don't call it exotic dancing. It was called motion. It was supposed to be a dance class, basically, the second half to get you to more feel like you're moving.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
But
I'm still.
It's not what you signed up for. Yeah.
No, I still don't know how to dance, but yeah. Unless there's a chair involved. No, just kidding. Yeah, we're sitting in a chair.
That's true. I was like, well, Alan, have I got a story for you?
Yeah.
So I think, that structure is common in a lot of places of like level 1, level 2, level 3. And in my improv experience, the same, I found that I think for some people, myself included, that's not the best structure. Not that can't work for other people. I'm sure it does. But I think I've come to a place where I'm of the opinion it does end up costing a lot of money. And I mean, it's treated more like a college class with a report card rather than, I don't know, what it should be for is like not the goal of making a profit. It's art, you know. I mean, not that you can't make a profit through art, but it's a tricky conversation.
I feel like this one is more relaxed. It's more fun. It's more extracurricular. It's like we're going to go pick up basketball.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about IFTP is there's a lot of cool people here. So we can do jams. We can meet up with a bunch of friends and do jams outside, right? And done a bunch of those, and that's fun. You kind of make friends.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I feel like in these classes you might make friends, but it feels like you're up or out, and then you don't see the same people over and over again because they move up to another class and then you never see them again.
Yeah, another group comes in, and it's...
You get a lot of consistency, so a lot of your classes, you end up having the same people in the class.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you maybe start to make friends, or you meet people, and you're like, hey, this is cool. This is a nice soul. It's a nice community.
Yeah, and there's a number of folks I can think of, like similar to yourself, that started, pre-pandemic, that've been involved here a long time, and they're still around, which is, I think, rare in a lot of different communities and groups in LA, like to have people stay, not drift off or move or, whatever. And that consistency and maybe history, like, gives so much value, I think, to this place.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So when you started stand-up, was that as a class? Was that just you finding an open mic? Just being like, we'll see what happens.
So I did stand-up because one of my bosses in an accounting firm I worked for said I would lack confidence. So I said, okay, I'll do stand-up because, what's not more confident than going on stage and selling jokes to people?
I mean, that proves the opposite of what he said, I feel like, because you're like, okay, I'll do like the stand-up. Yeah.
The hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I did that. I did a class. So I did a class at the Ice House.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I don't remember, I feel like it was a 10 or 12-week class. And the last class was a show. And then you do the show, and then they fed you into a bunch of shows.
Wow, that's great.
So you ended up almost immediately having the main show and then like 4 or 5 other shows right after.
That's fantastic.
And that was really nice because it kind of got you into it. Yeah. And then it was on your own to try to find new shows. And I got kind of burned out because it became a bringers, the bringer. Yeah. You have to bring people, which is an unfortunate, it's needed, but it's an unfortunate side effect where you feel like you're subjecting your fans, your friends, to some maybe not the best comedy in the world. Yeah. And then they don't want to go to the next show.
Yeah, because they're like, I don't know, Alan.
I don't really want to see 20 comics.
Yeah.
All amateurs. Yeah. So I kind of got involved with another group, and they performed better shows where the shows were more professionals, like maybe two or three professionals, and then there was maybe 3 amateurs. And it was nicer because the people you brought saw 2 really good people, and then there's some other people, us who were
it's a good mix,
trying to do stuff, and it was a good mix because then they're like, I had a great time, invite me again.
Yeah.
And that format was great.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, I got to see my friend, and I got to see these people who are like really good. Like, and I think that it's maybe one of the better formats for stand-up shows.
And I do about from then I do about 2 to 3 shows a year. I don't do a lot. I mean, it'd be nice to do more, but it's very, as you know, it's hard to get shows.
Yeah.
You have to be, I don't know what you have to do. Sign your life to the devil or something. I don't know.
Okay. Is that how? I've been wondering.
I don't know. I haven't figured it out.
Okay. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah. Or do some sexual flavors for someone. I don't know. Or
strictly platonic.
Strictly platonic. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't yet figured it out. But you basically have to hustle.
Yeah.
Hustle.
It's a huge hustle.
Go to a lot of open mics, go to a lot of shows, just meet people, talk to people, and do all this stuff. And I have a full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a life outside of stand-up too.
So when you're working, 7:30, 8 o'clock to 7, 8 o'clock at night, you don't have time to stand in line for an open mic. You don't have time to do that stuff. So
then maybe get a chance to go on stage.
And so in the career makes more sense for me.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I do it when for fun, when people invite me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm boring you. You're yawning. Wow.
No, I'm sorry.
I am an accountant, so I do put people to sleep.
No, Alan. I've been up.
I used to have a joke about that where I say accountants don't need sleeping pills. They just use their personality.
I don't think that's true though. I don't know. I think accountants are underappreciated or misunderstood.
Yeah, I think they should have some TV shows. You know, like Law and Order. They really made lawyers.
Dun dun.
Dun 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 dun. They really made lawyers look cool.
Yeah.
Like lawyers. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to
It's
offend
probably
anybody.
like not that cool of a job most of the time. It's probably very boring.
You're reading contracts all day.
Yeah.
Or you know, researching stuff. It gets sexy maybe a couple times, right?
Yeah.
They make it really sexy on TV.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, what about us other jobs? You know, like janitor.
They see some wild stuff, I imagine.
I'm sure they do.
They fight some battles. So,
I think that's a really noble job.
yeah.
I couldn't do it, but I think those people who do it should, you know, definitely, like, we should give them a trophy.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person, I think, to be able to put up with,
All that.
unfortunately, the rest of humanity.
Yeah, in our issues
Yeah, because we
aren't so clean.
people can really suck with how they treat like public facilities,
They can really suck.
bathrooms in particular.
Like, you really think about, like, how horrible we are, like,
Oh yeah,
and you have to think about, like, when you go to a bathroom, I don't think a lot of people think this, but someone's going to have to clean this.
yeah,
In some bathrooms, you think, no one's cleaning this, but, like, because it's so bad, but I mean, think about it. Some poor soul guy has to go in there and clean it. Like, at least treat it, like nice, and because some poor guy who's being paid maybe minimum wage has to go here and clean it. That sucks.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to make a mess of the place and then just leave.
Yeah. But like, if they had TV shows, that will go back to the topic. We'll get off of janitor. But like, if they have TV shows, I think about like accounting or these other subjects.
Yeah,
it might make it more sexy.
yeah. I think that could fly though, because I mean, look, like The Office, right? That's about people who work for a paper company.
Yeah,
That's like, I'm like,
So outdated.
paper is plain. Like there's nothing on it. Like they sell printer paper, you know?
and who uses paper anymore?
That's not me.
Yeah,
Won't catch me. You see paper on me right now?
I don't see any paper. I see a
Don't.
phone.
Exactly.
You see any paper on me?
Turn out your pockets. Yeah, that's a good point. I think accounting needs to get the Hollywood treatment. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the movie Accountant where he was an assassin. That was kind of cool.
I haven't seen that, but
Yeah, it was
maybe
Ben
I should
Affleck.
check it
He was
out.
an assassin.
Yeah, because he was slashing budgets.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Something like that.
If there were a TV show about accountants, what would you want it to be called?
The Accountant.
The Accountant.
Yeah.
Isn't
Or-
that
or
also
how
a
about-
movie? Yeah.
Maybe they should call it the off budget, off balanced,
Mm.
or unbalanced.
I hear that name. I go, oh,
Yeah,
is that?
unbalanced.
what is it? Now streaming on Netflix original series, huh?
Netflix really original series. Oh, what's it about? Well, this guy sits in a chair all day and trying to balance his bank account.
Well, does he do it?
You'll have to find out.
I
Tune
mean,
in next week.
I'm gonna binge all 10 episodes of season 1.
Yeah, there's 600 episodes.
Yeah.
Actually, there's 12 because it happens every month.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, end of the month, right? Gotta
Yeah.
balance things out.
And then there's a spin-off series for his accounts payable reconciliation, his accounts receivable reconciliation. Yeah,
So you got me hooked.
I got you hooked.
Okay, I want the script on my desk by Monday.
Okay, I'll chat GDP it for you.
Okay, that sounds
Because
good.
we're on strike.
Oh, okay. Well, you can be a scab, right?
I can be a scab.
Okay, great.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, we don't need to pay you.
You don't need to pay me.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Why didn't we think of this sooner?
I know, right?
Fellow studio execs, why didn't we?
Actually, there will be no script. It's going to be all improv. The whole thing will be improv.
So we won't have to pay you for writing credits?
it. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, we're saving a lot of money right now.
Yes, I know. It's almost a free show.
Yeah, with all the pause productions, we're not spending much.
I'm not spending much.
Yeah.
Well, Matt direct it. He'll just go blackout.
Okay, that works. Yeah, and just basically cut.
Yeah.
I'm in. All right, you've got yourself a show.
Good.
Yeah. Unbalanced.
Streaming on IFTP.
IFTP Plus.
IFTP Plus.
You got to have Plus in your streaming service.
do have
name.
to have Plus.
Otherwise, people won't know what it's about.
Now they'll be like, what's that?
Yeah.
I want IFTP minus.
Mm.
They don't have everybody minus. But don't they even have like IFT multiply?
IFTP Divide. No,
IFT divide?
that doesn't sound good.
No.
People don't want it. And nobody likes division.
How about IFT logarithmic?
Log. I forgot about log. Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah, okay.
I liked pressing the log button on my TI-84.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Log, cosine, trends,
Yeah. Sine, tan.
tan.
Yeah, all those guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in a minute. But yeah, logarithms. Oh, good stuff. What's the one that's the exclamation point?
Oh,
What is that?
oh man,
Yeah.
damn it!
I can't remember.
I'm gonna lose my my nerd button.
It's okay.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't.
Factorial.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I liked those. I was just like, you get to use an exclamation point in math. That's exciting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to steer us. I don't even know how back. But Unbalanced now streaming on IFTP Plus.
Yeah.
Come check it out. Starring Alan
And Michael.
and Michael. I play the
Evil.
guy. Oh,
He plays the evil genius who's committing
evil
fraud.
genius. Yeah. I'm also embezzling company funds.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. He's a sleuth.
I'm the sleuth.
You're crunching numbers.
I'm the auditor who's the forensic auditor who's trying to figure it out.
You're asking me for my receipts. I say I don't have them.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? How do you not have them? Give me your bank account. Give me your.
I say I don't have one.
You're like, how the hell? What the heck?
And don't you look under my mattress.
And I say, where the hell did you buy that Ferrari?
I'll say, what Ferrari?
Yeah.
It's a Hertz rent-a-car.
See, we're starting somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. But I use cash for everything, no paper trails.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
use Bitcoin.
Blockchain.
Yeah, then no one knows what the hell you're doing except there's a whole log that logs it all.
Yeah, and it can be traced back to
It
me.
can be traced back to you.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was funny that all these drug dealers are using it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wait, but you can trace everything.
The whole point of the technology is to be able to trace
everything.
It.
You're
Yeah.
like, that's the smartest.
It's not working how you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I made a ton of questionable sales. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to IFTP.
So you've had you've done a lot of stand-up. You've done a lot of improv. Which one do you find more challenging, or no, let me rephrase that. Which one do you think you enjoy more, and why?
So when I did improv, I did the show. It was the most fun I ever had on stage. I think it was more fun because you had no anxiety or stress about trying to make people laugh. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing stand-up, you're like, I have to make people laugh. I have to be funny. I have to write a joke. I hope to God this is funny.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have nothing. You have nothing.
You have nothing, especially when you're an amateur and you don't have that many times to go up.
Yeah.
Even if you're going to open mics, and if people have gone to open mics, it's basically a bunch of
Brutal
stand-up people, amateurs in the audience who don't laugh at anything, so you don't get any feedback.
They're all just judging you.
Oh, they're not even judging you. They're just looking at their own jokes, or they're chit-chatting with their friends. So you're going up there and trying to talk jokes to all of them, and you don't get any feedback. You don't know if your stuff is funny. So then you go on a show and you're hoping that you're funny.
Yeah.
And that's really stressful because you're like, I need to be funny so that my friends still come show and see me. But not only that, but I need to hope to get another show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that gets a lot of anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
While with improv, the worst thing that ever happened in improv, someone I read somewhere said, is comedy attached to it. Because improv is really just acting without scripts.
Yeah.
And comedy just kind of got latched to it because it was funny because the people like the struggle,
Yeah.
right? Trying to come up with stuff.
Oh, it's fun to watch.
And so I enjoyed improv when I was performing because I was laughing my head off, like just listening to everybody perform in front of me, and you have people with you to help you, right? You don't have to come up with any material. If you start struggling, Michael jumps up on stage and says something, right? Or you come in the scene or whatnot. It's more creative and it's more fun that way. And I thought that made it more enjoyable and a lot less stress. Like I had no stress for the shows I've done with improv. But you just go up and you're just doing it. You're like, I don't have to think about anything. I just have to do. I don't even have to have an agenda.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, I don't want to have an agenda. It's better to be blank and have no agenda. And just see what happens. And I think that made it much more fun.
Yeah.
Than stand-up. But I do enjoy stand-up because the high of stand-up, when you get people to laugh and you have a good show, it's like epic.
Yeah. Yeah. When stand-up goes well, it's unbeatable.
Yeah.
But there are times that it doesn't go well.
Yeah, and you're sitting there, no one's laughing, and you wish you had something to stab yourself with.
Yeah. Yeah. And then maybe the audience would finally like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd be like, finally. I don't know why I stabbed myself in the throat. That's not a good choice.
That's not a good choice.
So
If you're going to stab yourself, you stab yourself in like the hand or something.
true. Yeah. So it's not like,
Then you won't be able to use your hand. So
Yeah.
it's probably better to stab yourself in the glutes.
yeah, it's good. It won't hurt that bad, but the shock effect is still there.
Yeah. And it's bigger muscle. It's bigger.
Yeah. And that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
holy gosh, that guy got stabbed in the butt. That's comedic. That's a joke.
That's a comedian, yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. If nothing else fails on stage, stab your butt.
Yeah, stab your butt.
That's a pro stand-up advice from Michael and Alan.
Yeah, pro stand-up.
So you're doing stand-up, and you meet this mysterious tall man named Matthew Moore. What did that look like, meeting Matthew Moore and then eventually ending up here at IFTP?
Matt won't let
platonically.
Me I don't think Matt will let me tell the story of how I met him. Well, not that I tell the story, but so Matt and I have a mutual friend who you've done comedy with.
Yeah.
And he had his mom or he had a birthday. And I was sitting there, we were at the Cheesecake Factory, and Matt happened to sit next to me. So that was really like first time I like met Matt.
Yeah.
And then we performed together.
Yeah, done some shows here and there.
And stuff since then. And he told me a story that I think he would shoot me if I told on this podcast. That was quite funny. And
Told you a good story.
It was a very good story. And about some experiences he had. And now I wrote that into a joke, and then every once in a while tell him about it.
You reference it, yeah.
And then he goes, I can't believe I told you that. And I'll tell you offline, but
yeah.
I don't want Matt to kick me out of IFTP.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
Matthew Moore, man of many secrets.
Yeah, many secrets.
Many secrets. Okay, so he tells you the story. You make some jokes about it. You get to know him. You do a couple shows.
Yeah.
At some point, he goes, hey, you, come here.
Come here.
You like improv?
He's like, hey, you want to try the good stuff?
And you were like, excuse me?
I don't do drugs. It's like, yeah, you don't look like one. It's not talking about drugs. I'm talking about the good stuff. The real comedy. Right? And I was like, So then I told him, just say no. And then I ignored him for years.
Yeah.
Good
man.
Yeah, good man. And then I decided to do it much later when I moved back to this side of town.
Yeah. So you came back, you joined IFTP, and I assume you were probably in Matt's class to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been in Matt's class. Never been in any other classes.
Yeah. So when you started back here, back in 2018,
yep.
Were you able to notice or feel that difference from your other improv classes you had done?
Yeah.
Was it pretty immediate?
Yeah, you could tell that it was much less, it was much less formal, much more free form. There wasn't really much of a structure. There's structure, but there's no structure.
Yeah.
Matt has structure in the class, but it's not like the next 6 weeks we're going to learn how to do, or this week we're going to learn how to do status, and next week we're going to learn how to do yes anding, and then the following week we're going to learn about how to do pantomiming. Like that's not Matt. You just kind of learn it as you go. Yeah. Right. Which is kind of nice, and he gives good tips because he's been doing it so long. Yeah. And it's much more relaxed, which is nice. So there is a big difference from the other improv classes.
Yeah, your other experience.
I mean, I think the other experience, if you want something very strict and very like regimented, I think
that's the way to go.
That's the way to go. If you want something just relaxed and fun and like not serious, I mean, Matt would hate me to say it's not serious, but it's not serious in the sense that like I have to get a show and I need to perform. Kind of serious, and I need to hope to God I land on SNL or something.
Yeah, the objective is different.
Yeah, and I like it. I think it's much more casual, especially with so many people who just do this for fun.
Yeah, and I know during my time here, I've met people who are like, you can come here with the objective too. Like you want to do improv and take it to other places. You can still do that here, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
And there's not the pressure. The pressure is there if you put it on yourself.
Yeah.
But you're not going to come in and be like, you suck, kid. Like,
you suck. Don't ever come again.
Yeah.
But there's also not that, hey, you suck, and I'm going to put you in the crappy class.
Now pay me $550. You're going to take 8 sessions. You're going to fail, and then you're going to repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you have to take a dance class because you're too stiff.
Yep. And that's the system.
Yeah.
That's how you make money in this business.
You keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah. Filtering kids through the exotic chair
and then
class.
Eventually you give them a little kick up to the next level, and then they go like, oh, finally, I made it. And then they do that for another 20 years, and then they
take exotic chair 2.
Exotic chair 2, and then exotic chair 3.
It just keeps building from there.
Yeah, and soon you're at the gentleman's club dancing.
You think, wait, this isn't improv.
This is not
What am I
improv.
doing? Yeah.
What am I doing? This is extremely lucrative.
This pays so much better.
It pays really well.
And it's cash.
It's all cash. I don't have to. Well,
Under the
I'm supposed to
table.
report it, but
You never know how many tips you're going to get.
you don't know how many tips.
You can't be expected to keep track of all that.
No, it's just sometimes you have to have a wheelbarrow to bring it home.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't count on that. Let the bank hit.
Bank. You don't take it to the bank.
Let the mattress hit. When you shove it underneath.
Send it underneath.
Yeah. All right. So as an improviser, when thinking about when you first started improv, whether that was way back in the day or when you started here at IFTP, how do you think you've grown as an improviser?
As an improviser?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean. Could you define?
Like maybe skills that you've learned or technique that you've gotten better at in your improv work.
For me, I've gotten a lot better at getting out of my head and being in the moment and present as an improviser, especially in the last 2 years. It's like you go up and not have an agenda. A lot of times I'd go up and be like, okay, you have those ideas in your head and like, I want to try to do this. And then realizing that it's not important. In fact, it's better just to go up and maybe have something like, okay, this is how I want to pantomime something like at the beginning. So you have something to do, but I think you immediately have to throw that out because the minute you're like, oh, I'm doing something, like you think you're drinking water and then someone says, why are you using a shake weight? And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well now I'm using a shake weight.
Yeah.
Right. And I think like that makes it fun. It's irritating sometimes if you have an agenda, but if you don't have an agenda, it's more fun because now you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Now what are we talking about? We're in a totally different set. And I think that's cool. So me growing as an improviser, I think it's more getting out of my head and just being in the moment and performing.
Yeah.
Rather than worrying about like I have to do something or be funny or make that line or something.
Yeah. It's like going along for the ride and it's just seeing where the scene ends up.
Yeah.
Instead of,
and usually I'm too tired after work. So sometimes it just works better because I can't think anyway.
Yeah. You're setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Like I drained my brain today so that I will not plan anything.
I'm just going to go up and see what happens. And hopefully I say the right thing.
I want to try that for myself because sometimes, I like to get a little planny. So I want to clean the slate.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing that also helps is I started meditating about I know it's 817 days ago, but I've meditated every day too. And that really helps with being able to see an idea that comes in your head and say, I don't need to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
And helps you stay in the moment and present.
So improv plus meditation.
Yeah. And that just makes you a better person.
That's true. That's true too. Honestly, mindfulness
And improv.
That's a good point. So if you don't meditate, you're not a good person, right?
I'm not saying you're not a good person. It just helps.
Alan said it here first. If you don't meditate, you're garbage.
You're garbage. I don't want to talk to you.
His words verbatim. I'm just the messenger.
No. I think it just helps you become a better person.
Yeah.
Not that you can't be a great person without it. There's plenty of great people who don't meditate.
Yeah.
Just for people like me who has a lot going on in their head, this really helps.
Yeah.
Helps still calm things.
Yeah.
And then with IFTP, in the improv, you really learn how to be present in the moment as well. And they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah. Which matches up with like, if you got a lot going on in your head, improv forces you to not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also fun, like if you have a stressful day at work, to come to improv and then laugh, and then all of a sudden all the stress kind of goes away.
Yeah. You forget about it, your worries,
or
whatever.
you just bring it on stage. Yeah. And then you
work it out.
And that's your character.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I want to kill you.
Yeah. You're my boss.
You're my boss.
I'm going to wring your neck.
Smash.
Boss, I would never.
I would never. I love you.
On the record, I would never. Yeah. Off the record. Anyway.
Yeah.
No. I should cut that.
We should cut that. My boss is amazing. I love
it. I actually do really like my boss.
I really like my boss.
This doesn't sound good either. Now we're just sucking up.
Now it's just sucking up. But like my boss is never gonna listen to this. But he's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, my boss is cooler than your boss.
I'm sure my boss is better than your boss.
I have no way to objectively measure this.
We're like in first grade.
Yeah.
No, I like my boss is really cool. He was like really chill. He's more we call him seasoned because he's older, and he doesn't like that. And he's just more calm and chill because he's already been there and he doesn't need to prove anything.
Yeah.
That's really nice because like then he like teaches you how to like mentors you and coaches you how to be better.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And
that's what you want from a boss.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah. Dang, that does sound like a pretty good boss.
Yeah. So sorry, we got sidetracked.
Yeah. Well, because we're talking about your boss.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Alan. I got a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
Then we're going to move into some
You can
improv
ask as
games.
many questions as you want.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
As many as I want?
As many.
All right, sounds good.
I'm here. I'm handcuffed to this chair.
That's true. Hey,
They can't see me.
Alan.
Oh, wait, what?
It's 39 episodes I've kept that secret, and you just
blew it.
You just spoiled it. Nobody can see the cuffs on your ankles tying you to the chair.
Well, you didn't tell me I wasn't supposed to say it. You didn't tell me it was
It's
confidential.
implied.
It's implied.
The hostility of the situation should imply that you don't see.
That's why there's so much tension in my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably because it looks like your ankle's bleeding from the tightness of the metal cuff around it.
I wasn't going to say anything, but it would have been nice if it was a little looser.
And it's getting onto the rug, and that's...
Well, Matt's not going to...
You need to cut that out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have to do this podcast.
Stop bleeding.
Yeah, okay.
Stop bleeding.
I wish I could just tell myself to stop bleeding.
Ladies and gentlemen, unprofessional.
Unprofessional.
This man's bleeding all over the rug.
Yeah.
All right. So my couple more questions unrelated to the chain link situation we have near your feet.
Have you heard that article, that commercial goes, unless you're kind of into that thing, the handcuff?
No.
It's like no one looks good in handcuffs unless you're kind of into that thing. Anyway,
A little cheeky.
Sidetrack.
Yeah. No one looks good handcuffed on a podcast unless you're into that thing. I don't know. That's I'll try that. I'll try that for another episode. I'm gonna just chain someone up
I don't think
for the
that's
podcast.
I think that's a good idea. You should get consent first.
No, I think that's what makes it interesting. Well, she's like, hey, it's for the podcast.
For the podcast.
No, that's really messed up.
Yeah.
You're right. I should get consent. Consent is king.
Yeah, it's very important.
All right. So my second and last question for you, Al.
Okay.
What do you think thus far? And you've touched on this a little bit, but maybe this is a summary. Thinking about improv and your experience with it. Well, and we can bring in stand-up here too, because I think they kind of go hand in hand, right? They feed into each other, their relationship. What do you think has been, let's say, the impact of both improv and stand-up in your life?
None. No, just kidding.
None? Wow.
No impact at all.
There it is.
Less money in my wallet. No, the impact has been pretty good. It's like been more social, more outgoing, more open. I'm an introvert, and it helps you kind of fake it.
Yeah.
Like fake being an extrovert. Like you can be more extroverted in energy or whatnot in a party, or being yes-anding and more fun. Not that introverts aren't fun. It's just more, you can be more outgoing and not be scared because you're used to it.
Yeah.
Though it is draining.
Yeah.
Because introvert, extrovert is really actually has to do with energy, but we're not going to get there. But it has definitely helped me be more outgoing and more calm and be able to communicate with people better.
Yeah.
And then if someone does do flirting or they do jokes or something in real life, you can quickly, I'm snapping my fingers, no one can hear it, but you can quickly jump onto it.
Yeah.
And
You'll have something.
And you can yes and it, and also now, especially if someone wanted to play, you can play, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Being able to play with people like with improv and just come up with stuff. Like my friends who I go do yoga with, we call it broga, but and then we do brunch. Broga brunch.
Broga brunch. That's great.
And sometimes like we're doing improv right before we get up and we're talking about stuff. And I'm pretty sure the people who are walking around us are kind of going like, what the heck are these people talking about? But for us, it's fun.
Yeah. Then who cares?
And who cares?
You're having fun.
We're having fun. We're not offending anybody.
Yeah.
But that kind of stuff is fun to be able to do and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. My final question for you.
Oh, the final one.
So thinking about improv and stand-up, we're in June.
Yes.
Right? It's the beginning of June.
Jeez,
the current date is June 5th, 2023, date of recording.
That is true. It's a Monday.
It is Monday. Oh, yeah, it is Monday. We're about halfway through the year. In thinking about your work in improv and stand-up, are there any goals or things you would like to accomplish or just try by the end of this calendar year?
Well, I try not to make goals for certain things like hobbies and stuff so that it always remains fun.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a good point. Keeps the purity of it.
Well, I don't want to make it feel like work, right? Or stress. Like if I had a goal of, I want to land a festival or something,
Yeah.
and you don't get it, it's out of my control.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't have those kind of goals. I did submit to some festivals. They didn't like my video, but, I did it. And then my goal was to submit, which I had control over.
And you did. Yeah.
But goals for improv, I don't really have goals other than just to continue to have fun and get better and get out of my head and just be more relaxed and maybe take it into like more into personal life where, communicate, socialize better.
I like what you said about with stand up, that goal of like, you controlled what you can control. You submitted and what happened happened. And it's like, yeah, but I did what I could do. And I think it's a very wise approach. And it's kind of hit me over the head. Like, I want to try and take that approach with more things, especially related to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't control it, like half the stuff in improv, I can't control anyway. So having a goal, like I can only say like, I want to get better or take more classes or do something, or maybe have more shows, but I can't control having more shows. And I can't control what's going to happen in the scene. So it's kind of hard to say what. I mean, I've always liked it. I always told Matt, and I said there should be improv for dating, where you just have a whole thing where it's like, or I mean dating, but just relationships, where there's a special class where all you do in that thing is you go up and do socializing. It's like a cocktail hour networking where you just do like sets over and over again.
That sounds fun.
And it really helped people when they're in a social situation. Like the stressful part is, especially, is what if I say the wrong thing?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I don't want to say something stupid.
It's that pressure.
I don't want to look stupid. And having the kind of like that improv, like if you had a class or something, or you had something where you could bounce things off.
Where you can be stupid.
You can be stupid in a safe environment, right? And even in like a dating situation, if you had like the improv where the goal is to be stupid and do stuff that would get you slapped and all that stuff, and their teacher was there to say, yeah, you probably shouldn't say that in a social situation. Then I think that would also help you even become better in social relations situations, because improv is so much more for like acting and then being on stage.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be just for that.
It doesn't have to be, but that's where it kind of goes. But you can use the things you learn and grow to help you better, maybe in socializing or even being comfortable, like talking to Ross or asking for a raise or something. Like it gives you the ability to role play, right?
Yeah.
And so I think those kind of role playing activities can really help advance you.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think when we feel like we can be stupid, that's when your personality shines through anyway.
Yeah.
Not when you're all uptight and worried about what you might or might not say. Like then you're just going to clam up and be not that interesting of a person.
Yeah.
Because you won't be able to be yourself.
True.
I think that's a good perspective in thinking about, how, like you said, improv often heads that acting direction, but it doesn't have to.
No.
And there are other applications and areas where it could be a tremendous tool.
That's huge. Like a podcast.
I don't know. I don't think that would work.
Yeah, I don't think you should do it in improv.
I think no one would care.
No one will listen.
No, I can't.
Especially when you have an accountant on.
You never know.
Like, yeah.
They might talk about a hit TV show, though.
He might talk about debits and credits the whole time. And the new revenue recognition or something.
I got to watch out for that.
Yeah, or lease accounting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or derivatives.
W-2.
Yeah, or straddles or butterfly swaps.
Oh, butterflies. Butterflies are so beautiful. Monarch.
Yeah.
It's the only kind I can name.
Monarch. Moth. Is that a butterfly?
They're like cousins, right?
I assume
they have a different like body situation going on.
It's like the cousin that everybody hates.
Yeah. Nobody likes moths.
Like how many butterflies have you killed in your life?
None that I can think of.
How many moths have you killed?
All of them.
I know, right?
All of them. Yeah.
Think about it. The moth was just a little bit prettier.
Yeah. Or it didn't come inside.
And think about it. Darwinism, you'd think that it
would figure out how do I want to survive?
You'd be like, look at my guy over there. He's like pretty and he doesn't get smashed every 2 seconds. Maybe I should evolve and then be more pretty.
And they're just like, yo, light.
They're like, light. Oh, look, clothes. Let me go eat them.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, moths have not. Maybe they just stopped as a species. They're like, let's stop progressing, guys.
Yeah,
we're good with this.
Maybe it's because we smash them so many times that they don't have
The chance to figure it out, to have like self-actualization.
Maybe you have to like half smash them so like they're like, ugh, but then maybe they'll get strong. We don't want to have that, like they shell or something.
So yeah, they evolve. They become like cockroaches.
Cockroaches, and then
that'd be a disaster.
Yeah, you can't kill them.
No, we don't want that. No. So maybe keep up the good work, everyone.
Yeah, keep it up.
Let's keep those moths at the level they're at.
Yeah.
We don't want them changing.
No, changing the moths.
That would be bad.
That would be bad.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We've got to keep the moths at the level that they are.
Yeah.
No more.
No more.
No more.
Keep smashing.
The world wouldn't be ready.
PETA won't like us talking about smashing moths. They'll say that's horrible. They have feelings too.
Yeah. I mean,
if I was a moth, I'd like you to smash me too. So maybe I'll become something else faster.
Their lifespan is can't be great.
No, it's probably not that long.
Statistically, it's got to be low.
It's got to be like, I don't know what it is.
A couple hours.
Or something like that.
Yeah. I believe it. All right, Alan.
Okay.
You ready to do some improv?
Sure.
Oh, I've got 3 games.
Okay, we're playing improv together?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Okay. Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zap.
Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Okay, that was a good game.
Blackout. All right, that's our first game.
That was a good game.
You picked up on it right away. No, so we're playing 3 games tonight. This first game is called Number Line. Number Line. And in this game, each actor, we're going to be given a random number, number from between 1 and 10. And whatever number we get, all our lines need to be that length of words. So if I get 5, every line I say can only be 5 words.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get a 1.
Yeah. Now, to preface, I've never played this game, but
it's better than Alphabet that Matt always makes me play.
It is better than that's our next game. No.
The funny thing is he makes me play Alphabet and I'm dyslexic and I'm going sitting there like, really, Matt?
Seriously, Mr. Moore?
It's that game and the one like says, okay, you need to come up with a word that's the last letter of the word that just was said.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going like, I can't spell. I have no idea what this word just ended with.
So I have your number.
Okay.
Alan, your number is 6.
Mine's 6.
6.
Okay.
All right, and my number is 3.
Oh, man. Can we switch? Okay, I'm 6.
I can trade with you.
Okay, we'll go 6.
Okay, you're 6, I'll be 3.
Okay.
All right, and then just to help us get started, I'm going to give us a random location.
Okay.
All right. So then, again, this game is called Number Line. Our location is swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
And again, this is Number Line. Alan can say 6 words. I can say 3. I'll black us out when we're done.
Hey, Michael. Should I make up a name for you? Hey, John. Why don't you swim? Shouldn't have done a question. Let me start over again. Hey, Michael. Want to go swim? Oh, that's a question too. Hey, Michael, let's go swim now.
Philip, dude, yes.
Awesome. The water is not cold.
Great. Cold bad.
I am scared. There might sharks.
Sharks are fake.
What? Sharks are fake? No way.
Government conspiracy theory.
The government has a conspiracy? You're right. Screw the government.
Sharks are robots.
Yes. Robots with guns and machetes attached to fins.
Control the population.
Yes. There's too many people on Earth.
JFK killed shark.
That is why we shot him.
Yes. Huge cover up.
Big conspiracy. the sharks did it.
CIA kept quiet.
Mike, John, what was your name? John? That is true. Let's run.
Come with me.
I'm already there. They're here.
Go to Ohio.
No, thank you. It's not a good state.
Landlocked is safe.
Yes, and there are mountains there.
Mountain sharks real?
In the mountain lakes, they are.
There's no escape.
No, not from the sharks.
Blackout.
That was horrible.
I don't think that was horrible at all. I think we were able to have a good conversation.
I was like, I got to remember all the improv rules, and I was like sitting there going like,
And count.
like I'm asking questions. We can edit that first part out.
Sometimes you can get away with, asking a couple questions here or there,
true.
though. You know, it's one of those loosey-goosey rules. Yeah, it's a little loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was kind of fun because for me, I felt like I was just thinking about counting my words that I didn't really think about what I was saying.
Same here. I was trying to get the words, but then I was like, I gotta take what you said and add to it.
Yeah.
And make it to a story or something. So like, I was like, we have to go somewhere here.
Yeah.
And it was definitely hard because you're like, I have 6 words and I have to count them. And I think sometimes I did 7, but
Yeah. It's okay.
it's okay.
I won't check.
You won't.
Yeah.
You will kick me out of. You won't keep me in the improv jail.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. But
Unchain me from this chair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's improv jail is you won't be chained to the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I realized I was like, I have to stop saying your name because I only have 3 words. I was like, there's no point. There's no time.
There's no time. I was like at my worst flaw is I can never remember anybody's name.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing this podcast for me has helped that because I just get to sit here and get a lot of practice with that. But it doesn't always work once I'm on my feet. It's easier sitting down though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a moment there when I said JFK had killed Shark.
Yeah.
That's not where I thought I was going. But then I was just like, well,
I was like,
I said it.
Gotta yes and it.
Yep. So I had to yes and myself there. All right. Moving on to our next game. This game is a twist on an old classic. This is kind of an improv game. It's an interesting one. But I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing some lying.
Lying.
We're going to lie.
Okay.
Yeah. And you've heard of the game 2 Truths and a Lie?
Yes.
We're going to play 2 lies and a truth.
2 lies and a truth.
2 lies and a truth.
Okay.
And as far as I know, I made this up
Okay.
2 hours ago.
2 hours ago.
2 hours ago. So in this game, Alan,
Okay.
we're each going to share 2 lies and 1 truth.
Okay.
And we need to guess what the truth is from each other.
Okay.
It's improv because it's 2 lies.
Yes. Problem is, you know a lot about me already. So, okay.
2 lies and 1 truth.
Okay. 2 lies and 1 truth. You go first.
Okay. So 3 things total, 2 lies, 1 truth. Okay. I'm left-handed.
Okay. That's the truth.
I don't know what you're basing that off of.
Your whole comedy set, but okay.
Oh my gosh. All right, I need to start over. I totally forgot about that. All right, well, I failed at that. Dang it, Alan.
Dang it.
Your memory is too good. You got me.
You have a whole set about
You're like, you fool, I was there.
I was there. I've seen your set a couple times.
That was a terrible start.
I have a new joke I'm writing. Where I go, I'm dyslexic, and people tell me I have problems telling my left from my right, and people say just make L's, and I look at my hands and go like, I just don't know which one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
pretty
Anyway, that just added to your no stealing at anybody.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
use it on my
I'm going to try this again.
Okay.
That was an awful start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have a tattoo on my ribs.
Okay.
My birthday is in April. I am not a fan of eating fish.
Okay. I'm going to guess it's not a fan eating fish.
He's too good. Sherlock.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was it. Dang it.
Okay, now I have to go?
Yep.
Shoot.
2 lies and a truth.
2 lies and a truth. The longest I've ran is 20 miles. I've ran a sub 4-minute mile. And the longest hike I've done straight was 23 miles. Wait, yeah.
I think the truth is the long hike of 23 miles.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did the Grand Canyon. It was 23 miles round trip.
So that's the truth.
That was the truth. No, yeah, no. Oh, it's 2 truths. Yeah, yeah.
2 lies,
That
1
would be the
truth.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I got it.
you got it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a confusing format
Yeah.
because it's
So I
flipped.
haven't done. Yeah, because the lie was the. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Sub 4-minute mile. Has anyone done that?
Yeah.
Like, what, 2 people?
Oh, a lot
3
of people.
A lot of people?
Yeah.
Sub 4?
Yeah. The third man who ran faster than 3 minutes. He was one of my 4 minutes. He was my coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you also a runner?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You're a runner.
Yeah.
Do you have you run
The fastest
a
mile.
4-minute mile?
I have the fastest mile I've done. So you don't do miles in college.
Right.
So
You do meters, right?
you do meters. You have 1,500, which is 100 meters short.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's 1,600, right? Yeah.
So I think my fastest, and I never really was race. I mean, so it's hard to say. I didn't race. That wasn't my race.
Yeah.
It was probably 4:15, 4:30, somewhere in there.
It's not
Probably
very
closer
good.
to 4:30. It's not very good when most people are running in 4. But I was running 5Ks.
Yeah.
So it's a different.
Yeah, because you got to pace yourself a little differently.
And so I ran 1 or 2 1500s in college. So I didn't have enough reps to see if I could run faster.
I've run a sub 3-minute mile.
That's not possible.
Well, not for you.
Well, that would be one of your lies, and I would say that's a lie.
I've been told I have runner's legs. What do you think about that?
It's possible, but I don't think you could run a sub 3. You know how fast that is?
Yeah, as fast as me. Of course I know how fast it is. No, I think a 4-minute, 30-second mile that's awesome.
Yeah, it was college. It's very fast.
I was like, that's got to feel cool because it's 4.5 minutes past and then you're like, oh yeah, I just did a mile. Like that's
done.
just yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I mean, I did 5Ks, which is about 3 miles, a little
Yeah.
over 3 miles.
Like 3.1.
Yeah, and that was 15:50, and that's slow because I got lapped in a race.
Jeez.
Yeah. That was depressing.
I think I would get lapped as well.
Yeah, running 15:50
Yeah.
for 3 miles,
Which feels like
it
really
feels
good.
fast.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, that's about 5.
Not even 20 minutes, you're done.
You're like, what the hell?
You're like, great. This
Some guy
event
just-
wrapped up.
And
Yeah.
someone just passed me.
That's insane. Well, that person is on drugs.
Well, no.
PEDs.
because the Olympians would have probably double lapped me.
Well, they're on drugs.
That's true.
We know about Russia.
Russia,
They can't compete anymore.
blood doping, all that stuff.
Yeah. They're taking blood from infants and yeah,
Putting it into their bodies.
yeah, and doing the spinning it and yeah. See,
They're putting it from sharks, I think. They're
Oh.
blood, and then that's
hey,
the
well,
shark blood. Yeah,
we had a conversation about
I know
those.
we did.
There's not real.
No, they're not real.
Okay. All right, I've got one last game for you, Alan.
Okay, one last game.
This game is called Tweets from Alan.
Tweets from Alan.
Tweets from Alan.
Okay.
And Wow, this isn't your Twitter account. I
don't
found
have a Twitter account.
that we know of.
I don't have one.
That we know of.
That we know of.
So I found a gentleman on Twitter who shares a first and last name with you.
Oh, Alan Weiss, the consultant?
Darn, you already know him.
Well, I don't know him personally, but I've when I Google myself, that he's always one that shows up.
Yeah, so I found his Twitter account. I found it very interesting.
Okay.
So we're going to do a scene where all my lines will come from Alan, the consultant.
Okay.
All my lines are based off his tweets.
Okay.
And it's your job to make it work as best you can.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I'm loading up his Twitter account really quick. So I was having fun going through it earlier because I was just like, his description just says the rock star of consulting, which I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him. I'd see if that's true. I mean, he's in Rhode Island, and I don't know of many rock stars that are from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Just going to be honest.
That's my problem. I can't be the consultant anymore because someone's already taken it.
Yeah. He did. All right. And, for this game, I'll give us a suggestion of a relationship to help us along.
Okay.
Then I'll black us out when we're done. All right. So our relationship, that doesn't even make sense. Okay. Ooh. Okay. It's a 2-person scene. We can't do a love triangle. That doesn't work.
Well, we can, but
That's true.
it'd be awkward.
All right. We're going to do bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
And the person the bodyguard is guarding.
Okay.
All right. And we'll see who's who.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah. Many years ago, with my first therapist, in the 4th session, he became frustrated at my strict routines.
Yeah. I know you get very frustrated, Alan. But you shouldn't worry about it. I'm here to protect you.
I've had it at theaters with security screaming at us like we're prisoners.
Yeah. I'll take care of that next time. I'll make sure, I take care of the screaming. I'll knock that security guard out and protect you a little bit better than your last security guard.
Disrespect for one law creates disrespect for all laws.
I just don't believe there is laws, but yeah, maybe if you don't have laws, you won't be disrespected.
Never sacrifice respect for affection.
I don't even know what that means. I'm a security guard.
Do you maintain an anti-hostile workplace?
Well, since I work for you, I really hope that you have an anti-hostile workplace. But considering you're getting yelled at a theater, I'm not really sure it's not hostile. It feels pretty hostile to me.
Requesting help is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. Okay, we all need help.
Yes, I think I need help protecting you. It's very hard. You're all over the place.
We talk here about the post-pandemic atmosphere in Germany as in Europe.
Yeah, these traveling engagements we have, we get to go all over the place. It's really cool to be able to go to Germany, even the post-pandemic, you said?
Post,
yeah, it's very cool, Everybody's totally different up over here. No more masks.
Don't tell people everything you know. Tell them what they need to know.
Okay, I'll make sure I tell everybody what they need to know. You're Alan, and we're here to do consulting.
Blackout. This guy's got a weird Twitter account.
Yeah, that's a weird Twitter account.
I don't know.
Was that just reading one by one?
I was just I'd scroll randomly and pick one.
That's a weird Twitter
But
account.
he's like...
That's not even like consulting related.
No.
He's almost like trying to give quotes or something to people.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like one of those people who have those weird quotes that you read, and they're like 3 things you need to know about something. And I usually ignore it because then I'm like, these are 3 things. Or I always like the ones I go, 3 things rich people do.
Yeah.
And I go first off, if rich people don't read these things, so why am I going to look at this?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know that they do.
Yeah, I don't think they need to worry about that.
Yeah.
So, or read this or do this and you'll be rich. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this guy's all over the place.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
I don't know. I didn't feel consulted. I felt confused.
I think he also writes. Or there might be another Alan Weiss.
There might have been. I did a bit of Googling.
There's like an Alan Weiss who writes. I think there might be a comic, and I think there's another comic.
Well, that's you.
No, there's another one, not me. And I think there is this guy who consults. It's there's a lot of us.
I read this guy's profile. He sounds like a comic unintentionally.
Yeah.
But the way, maybe it's missed calling for him.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe. All right. Well, Alan, thank you for playing those games with me. Before we conclude tonight's episode,
yes.
Are there any final words on improv, on stand-up, on consulting that you'd like to leave us with tonight?
I would suggest you do it. If you've been thinking about doing improv, just do it. Sign up, IFTP. Best improv in town.
Improvforthepeople.com.
Improvforthepeople.com. You can also find us on Eventbrite.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you really want to register, go to Eventbrite.
Yeah. If you want to register, go to Eventbrite, look for Improv for the People. Follow us so you can get the information and book your class. And then you can have Michael as your teacher. Or he'd also just, they do... what are we doing on Thursday?
Sketch comedy.
Sketch comedy.
Sketch
I
comedy.
don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm in the sketch comedy.
You'll find out on Thursday. You don't need to know until Thursday.
Yeah, it's all improv.
Yeah, it's all
It's we're on strike.
It's not, actually.
We're on strike.
Oh, right. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
My gosh, I'm exploiting labor.
You're exploiting labor.
Oh
We're
gosh.
a bunch of scabs taking... I think just taking learning classes on how to write isn't against the...
Well, you're taking the class to learn how to replace them.
Yeah, but it's not a strike unless I actually... I'm not crossing the line unless I submit the...
So you don't know how the class ends.
Oh, do we submit a script?
No, we go to the studios.
We go to the studios and say...
I got a fresh crop of new writers for you.
Very
cheap.
Very cheap.
Young,
very untalented.
Fresh-faced.
Fresh face.
No ideas.
No ideas. Great writing.
These kids, you never seen talent like them.
Very cheap.
Did I mention cheap?
I mentioned they don't ask for much money.
Because they don't know their value.
They don't.
Well, now that you understand what the class is about,
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much to Alan for coming on tonight's episode of Improv for the Podcast. As always, you can find Improv for the Podcast anywhere you find podcasts. You can't escape us, is what I'm trying to say. And if you're really feeling curious, come check us out on YouTube sometime. See our faces so you can be pleased or whelmed. But as always, we'll be back next week with another episode. But until then, we'll see you next time. Improv for the Podcast was created by Matt Moore and Michael Lee Evans. Edited and produced by Michael Lee Evans. And finally, presented by Improv for the People. Interested in more IFTP? You can visit us at improvforthepeople.com or on our socials, such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Remember, new episodes are released weekly. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.